Good evening, everybody. It's a quick little box tour update thing. I guess I got a couple new ratchets I wanted to show. I also wanted to talk quickly about something that happened with my dog that's shop related, and also some future videos that I'm going to be doing, kind of change things up a little bit. Yesterday I was at Napa. I had to get some more of these gloves that I have out in the shop. My dog's got a large soreness around his bum right now that I'm having to put cream and stuff on. So but while I was there, there's a couple ratchets from Napa that I've been eyeing up for a while that happen to be on a ridiculous sale. Like, I think they're about 70% off. So I know I have, for a homeowner, I got a ridiculous amount of ratchets. I really do. Like, it's beyond crazy. There's actually one in here that wasn't here that's not in here anymore. I took it out. It was the other little flex head one I had. I just actually threw it in my Jeep to have a flex head one in the Jeep. The first ratchet was this Ultra Pro. It's a let's see here. Let's see if it'll focus. R38FX60. So it's a 60 tooth. It's nice little flat on the top. Nice flex head, long handle. You know, I'm trying to do this one hand with my phone, but it sounds pretty good. So that one was regular about 60. It was on for 27. And then this is the Big Mac Daddy I've been wanting to get for a while, because the longest half-inch drive ratchet I had before was this one. So I got this one now. So this is a Ultra Pro again. It is the, sorry, my camera works shitty as usual. So we'll get it to focus here. It doesn't want to focus. It's R12FXQR60. So again, 60 tooth. This one's actually got a detent on it, which is kind of nice, but it's a really nice long half-inch drive ratchet. This will be really handy for doing like suspension work and stuff. So this one was regular 70 on for 31. So I got two ratchets that normally would have been over 120 some bucks for right around 50. I guess, a little over 50. But yeah, like that would have been normally 130 some bucks. So it was more like, 70% off. So, I'm going to have to kind of rejig this drawer a little bit, because I got a lot of ratchets in here, I know. But I kind of have specific things for certain things, like this little Titan one here. I use that basically just for dash work. That's a stubby 3/8 I've had to use a few times. This one I've had to use a few times fixing a door panel just to get in. This was one that I got from my dad. But I really like it because it's got the knurling on the side of the thing. So for certain situations, it's really handy. So, I got the longer 1/4-inch drive ones for certain things, and the flex head one. And so I had this flex head one, the extendable handle. It's a locking one. I like it, but there's just certain, it only, because it's a locking one, it kind of only goes certain spots. So I like the idea of having one that I can put wherever I want. I still really love this ratchet though, because the extendable handle that comes in handy so many times. Especially if you're like underneath the vehicle and you just need a little bit more leverage just to extend it out. It just instant pry bar basically. So it works awesome. But I'm really excited to try this out. It's very similar to this one that I've had for a few years. I believe this is a 60 tooth as well. But this is one of my favorite. This is probably my best ratchet, other than maybe that Snap one I got now. But like, as in terms of quality and tooth count, this is probably my best quality ratchet. So I'm sure I'll be using this a lot, this one. So I'm debating on getting rid of or selling or doing something with these Kasivi ones. I've used this 1/4-inch drive one a lot. Sorry. One thing I've never liked about them is that the selector switch is kind of backwards in from what you normally have. I've used the 3/8 one quite a bit too. It's been good. The 1/2-inch drive one, not so much, because it's just a little heavier, but I got those for like a killer deal. I think only 3 of them are, I think they're like 30 some bucks. They were on Amazon, but I like them. I've used them. So sometimes I like having that softer grip handle for certain things. Like if I'm working on something that's really really slippery, and I want a little bit extra grip, that's why I save these for. Same thing with these 1/4-inch drive ones. They've been handy if I'm working on like something where I got a lot of grease or something on my hands or whatnot. These kind of help with that. So, but anyway, yeah, I know I got a ridiculous amount of ratchets. So I can't even talk anymore. I'm just too tired. Second part of the thing, my dog, you can see he's wearing the cone of shame. That's Simba. He's a pit bull. He's awesome. But he's got a big sore on his butt, and I noticed it because he was licking it and he was getting blood on some bedding. And so I discovered it. And then it was kind of slowly getting worse, slowly getting worse. I talked to the vet. I got a cone to try and get him to stop licking it. Kept getting worse, kept getting worse. Took him down. So he'd had the cone on for about a week or so. And then I talked to the vet and it wasn't getting any better. So I went down and took him in. And me and the vet were discussing possible causes. Like he does have a sensitive skin. You can see the patches around his back. He is apparently allergic to chicken. And he had a reaction when we adopted him. But the two theories that the vet and I were working on was one, potentially like a frostbite thing, like maybe he sat outside on the cold sidewalk, and that is possible, but he's usually not outside for more than 10-15 minutes. Usually, like especially in the wintertime, he just basically goes out to pee, comes right back in. He doesn't have very much hair on him. He's a pretty thin, short-haired dog. So if I take him for walks, he has a coat that he'll wear. So because of that, and like, if I'm in the shop and he wants to be outside, I'll leave the back door open, even in the wintertime, so he can come and go as he pleases. He's not stuck outside. I don't leave him outside during the day. So, that could have potentially been the problem, but we don't think that was the cause. The other cause we're actually leaning more to is a few weeks ago, I was helping a buddy change a wheel bearing on his Jeep, and it was seized on there really good. So we had to keep soaking it with some like deep creeps, like seafoam deep creep. And then we had brake clean going too. And so there's like a pool of it on the floor. And my dog here does not like when I use my air compressor. He freaks out, whether it's the impact or the air ratchet or just pumping up a tire. As soon as he sees that air hose, he's barking, he's jumping, he tries to bite it. I don't know if it scares him. Like I know if I'm doing a lot, I'll try and leave the doors cracked so like some of the sound will get out. I've tried leaving him in the house because my garage is attached to my house. He'll jump at the window and scratch at the window trying to get out here when I'm raising the air compressor. So I don't want the window to get damaged. So I let him out here. But so I'm thinking, cause he was right there, we're using the impact to take we had to take the bolts off and air hammer some stuff. And so we're using the impact and the air hammer and a few things for a while. And he kept attacking it. I think he actually sat in the puddle of the seafoam and the brake clean and got a reaction to it. So, it's both sides of his bum and then a little bit on his tail they're in. So we've got him on antibiotics twice a day. He also takes a steroid because of his allergy. He's on prednisone twice a day. And then they've got a cream that I've been putting on twice a day. Basically, I've been doing it at the same time as I do mealtime. And it's healing up really good. I started calling him Wreck-It Ralph. You can see how banged up his cone is here because he's just running into everything. Right, Simba? Here. Simba on camera. So anyway, yeah, if anybody just kind of want to put that as a kind of public announcement kind of thing, you can see this is it's better. The kind of pussy looking stuff, that's just the cream. It's a green cream, so it's just drying in after it's been on for a little bit. Looks like it's pus, but it's not. It's just the cream getting absorbed. But he's got a blanket out here too for him to sleep on. He still lays on the concrete. Goofy dog. But anyway, the last thing I was going to talk about next, so today's Wednesday. So next Thursday, I am taking my daughter back to her mom a day early. It's kind of an agreement we came to for her preschool. So I had a day to myself and I had one day holiday day left. So I'm going to be taking the Jeep camping, doing some winter camping next week. To a place about half hour from my house, down a nice little valley. There's actually National Historical Site petroglyphs like just across the road. So really cool little area. My plan, depending on how cold it is I'm going to actually I've got in that red bag over there is one of those pop-up ice fishing shacks. So it doesn't have a floor in it. It's got the built-in pole. So it's like a tent. So it's perfect for winter camping because my tent isn't a four-season tent, my summer one. And that is because it's an ice fishing shack. It's actually designed to sustain a snow load. So it'll work out perfect. And then I have a cot and a thermarest pad and a minus 40 rated sleeping bag for when I go camping. So I'll be going. Sorry, my phone just dimmed here a bit. My battery's dying. Anyway, so the plan is that I'm going to be doing some winter camping. So I'm going to take some pictures. I'll probably upload them to my Instagram, and then I'm going to try and take some video too, just to kind of show the area. And I'm going to do some snow wheeling, and I'm just going by myself. Sometimes I prefer just going camping by myself. It's nice to just kind of relax and have some me time. So anyway, I'll probably be posting videos of that next weekend after I'm back. So if anybody wants to check that stuff out too, but gonna start doing some more like Jeep stuff. I think I'm getting a mount to mount my phone on my dash, so maybe because I don't have a GoPro yet, but maybe someday down the road. But anyway, battery's dying, so I'm just gonna end this video. I just wanted to show those ratchets and talk about the dog. Kind of curious if anybody else's dog, attacks the airline like that, or if they've ever had problems with their dog, being in the shop and maybe accidentally getting injured. Like I felt so bad, especially when we saw his tail and saw how bad it was once we clipped the hair off. Me and the vet both didn't realize how bad it was. And I felt like I'd neglected him, and I take really good care of him. And I like him being out in the shop here with me. So poor guy, as soon as I'm done this, we're gonna be playing tug of war again. That's one of his favorite games. So, but anyway, everybody else have a good night, and thanks for watching, and my shaky cam work as usual, and you take care.